Hi everybody, this is Rebecca Warrington from rjmindbody.com. Welcome to Sunrise Yoga. Hopefully everybody's good today, ready to go. Anyway, so here we are. So today we're going to just do a regular yoga class with continuing with the flexibility and ending. We'll practice our balances, and we're going to moving on to the next stage or the next phase of our classes, which will be I'll be taking you to to working on core next week, still on flexibility. That's a continuation, but definitely core work, more core next week. Bringing a little Pilates in. If you've taken the last two, last night I brought some Pilates into the class, and also the class at 12 o'clock. So there'll be a combination of things thrown in so that we can begin to concentrate also on strengthening the core, but particularly the belly, which I think sometimes that's where we tend to, especially now that we're not leaving as often, we're starting to fill out a little bit around the belly, some of us anyway. Okay, so we'll get started. Let's just take a moment sitting up nice and tall, closing the eyes, deepen the breath. Let everything, all the stress out. You get me first thing in the morning when I'm a little kind of discombobulated at times. So breathing in and breathing out. I think we all can relate to that, right? Inhaling. And exhaling. Let everything out. Let all the tension. I'm doing this for myself as well, so we're all doing this together. If there's any tension your residual tension from the night, then just let it go. Notice in your body where you actually hold the tension. Often we'll find places that we didn't even think held tension, and there's some very obvious ones, like the shoulders and the face and the eyes. So smile. Okay, so we're going to come off of our seat and we're going to roll down onto our backs. Come all the way down. And let's just stretch the arms away from the legs. Nice long, deep stretch. Breathing in and try and get your legs and your arms as far from each other as possible as you arch your lower back with the inhalation. Then you exhale, soften down. So remembering the whole breathing thing where you breathe in and you tense the body, and as you exhale, you release. One more time, inhale, and then exhale. Then hug your knees into your chest, little rocks from side to side. Let's take the arms out to the sides and bring your knees up to a 90-degree angle. Flex the feet, and we're going to drop the knees to the left, but not terribly far, about halfway. Once your right shoulder lifts up, you're going a little too far. Inhale, lift the legs up to center, and then exhale to the other side. So back and forth, inhaling, back to center, exhaling, using your exhalation to bring the knees down to the side and then back up. So back and forth, inhaling and exhaling. Working these oblique muscles. So starting out with some abdominals, which is always good, right? The first thing in the morning. Inhaling back to center, re-hug those knees into your chest. Bring your forehead towards your knees. Round up as far as you can. Bring your forehead as close to your knees as possible. Flex those feet. Lift your lower back slightly off the ground if you can. And then let's take a breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to reach the arms back and reach the legs forward. So those legs can be anywhere. They could be on a diagonal. They could be low to the ground. Let's re-hug again. Let's take a breath in. tensing your body, and using your exhalation to go and open. And then inhale, squeezing in, and then exhaling. One more time, inhaling, squeeze, and then place your head down to the ground. Place your feet on the ground. Place the soles of the feet together. Let your knees open. Hands either on the pelvis or in those cactus arms where the elbows or the arms are bent to a 90-degree angle, palms facing up. Concentrate if your arms are in this cactus. Really concentrate on, as you breathe in, breathing into the rib cage, and then as you exhale, soften down. Noticing how the chest begins to lift and open. And inhaling and exhaling as we open our hips. And then let's slide the hands to the outside of your legs, hug your knees into your chest. And this time lift your legs up to the sky. And flex the feet. And arms are next to your sides. Now, some of us may decide we want to place our hands underneath our lower back for extra support, or keep the hands next to our hips. All we're doing here is we're just lifting up a tiny bit, so about an inch or so, our tailbone. Lifting and then lowering. Lifting, exhaling, and inhaling, lowering. Exhaling, lifting, and then lowering. Down and up, keep going up and down, just little tiny movements. This is almost imperceptible, but it's there. So this is our transverse abdominis muscles we're working. You can bend the knees, you don't have to keep them straight. You can do that with your bent knees. And just a little lift and a lower. And a little lift and a lower. Lift and a lower. And one more time, lift. And this time, as you lower the left feet back to the ground. And extend them away again. Let's take a deep breath in. Opening up the chest, opening up the lower back. And then exhale, let the lower back sink into the ground. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And exhale, chin to chest, look towards your feet, flex the feet. And then just lower down, keep the arms reaching up to the ceiling. Take an inhale and nod your chin to your chest, look towards your feet, and then exhale, release down. Then inhale, lift your head off the ground, looking towards your feet, nod your chin to your chest, and then exhale. This time, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, nod your chin, looking towards your feet, and then go up, come all the way up, rolling all the way up to sitting. Woo. So you might need to support yourself, that's fine. And then exhale, come into your forward bend. Breathing in and breathing out. And let's take an inhale, let's cross our ankles, come onto our hands and knees. And let's press back into our child's pose. Forehead resting on the ground. Take a deep breath in and out. Let everything out, all the tension. Let's inhale into our tabletop with our wrists around our shoulders, knees are under our hips. Let's do a few little cats and cows, rounding the spine as you exhale, inhaling into your cow, exhaling, rounding, inhaling cow, exhaling, rounding, inhaling cow. And one more time, exhaling, rounding. And keep the cat stretch. Go a little bit deeper into that stretch. See if you can feel the shoulders stretching here. Pressing into all 10 fingers, the pads, and then let's release back into our neutral spine. So making sure that you have room behind you. And let's take your right leg and extend it, but keep your toes on the ground. And let's do some massaging of the toes, back and forth, attempting to get that little toe involved. And then let's come back to stillness and press your right heel back a little bit further. See if you can start to feel more sensation in those that right calf. And we're going to add to this. You're going to curl the left toes under and lift that left knee off the ground and hover, making sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders, as if you're just about to run a race. Obviously, the knee is usually on the ground, and just enjoy and then breathe in and out. And then lower that left knee down, flatten out that left foot, bring that right knee back in. Let's do a few little circles around to the right. They don't have to be big. Round and round. And then let's inhale back into your tabletop. Let's extend your left leg back, keeping the toes on the ground, and do some massaging of the feet. Back and forth. Trying to get those toes as flexible as possible. And then let's hold this stretch. Press that left heel back a little bit further. See if you can create a little bit more sensation in the back of that leg. Looking towards the front of the mat, you should be feeling something happening here, especially I'm feeling it in my glutes as well as behind my knee. Now let's curl the right toes under, lift your right knee off the ground, hover, as if you're going to leap forward, run forward, and breathe in and out, as if this is just an everyday thing. In and out. So this is core work and arm work. And then lower the right knee down and bring your left knee next to your right, and let's circle in the other direction. Or if you've done both, just alternate. And then let's come back to stillness. Let's curl the toes under, and let's sit back to our heels. And I know some of you really struggle with this one, either because of the feet or you're worried about your knees. If you have to lift up and lean back, then do so, or sit on the heels. And from here, I want you to reach your arms up and interlace the hands and spin the palms up to the ceiling. Stretch and come into a tiny mini little back bend. So a little mini back bend. And I know this is there's a lot of activity going on with the toes. And then reach the arms forward and round the spine. Bring your chin towards your chest. Create that cat shape, and then inhale, come all the way up off your heels. And open the arms out to the sides. Take your hands on your lower back. If you need to take the feet down, that's perfectly fine at this point, or keep them curled under and lean back. Squeeze the elbows towards each other, open up your heart. Breathe in and breathe out. And then lower the feet down and come all the way down onto the seat. And let's bring the hands back on underneath your shoulders, into your all fours, into your tabletop. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift your knees up for about an inch. We're going to hover. And we're going to hover, and then we're going to lift a little bit higher. We're going to hover. A little bit higher. As you start to lift the knees up, bring your belly towards your thighs. So start to bring your tailbone up, belly's resting on your thighs or towards your thighs. Keep the knees bent and then start to gently straighten. Some of us will not straighten our legs, so don't worry about it. And especially with back issues. Lift your tailbone up and drop your head and look between those legs. Inhaling and exhaling. Stretching. Let's take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your left foot in towards your right foot. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. and step your right foot between your hands. Lower your left knee down, extra padding, place extra padding if you need to. And let's inhale into your lunge. Lift your heart. If you have blocks, place them to either side or books. And then exhale, fold over your front leg. See if you can get it as straight as possible, or there might always be a slight bend. And then inhale forward. And then exhale, straighten. And then inhale back into your lunge, but this time lift up and walk your foot so that it's underneath your right knee. Take your left arm, reach it up to the sky. Place it onto the outside of that right knee. I'll spin around. And either make a fist with that left hand, or actually make a fist, place that right hand on the fist, and take a breath in, and as you breathe out, twist. Now, some of us might be able to go further. If you've been doing yoga for a long time, you can take your left arm and straighten it and press into the outer edge of that left leg a little bit more advanced, and then reach the right arm up. Otherwise, most of us have our elbow on our leg. And you can always straighten that back leg by simply curling the toes under. It takes you a little bit deeper in the stretch. So concentrate on the twisting. Breathing in and out. Twisting out that tension and hydrating your spine. And then release the hands back to the ground, framing your right foot and curling the back toes under. And then stepping your left foot forward, coming into your forward bend. Adding at the front of the mat. Notice how far you can go. Maybe today it's a little bit easier. Day 5, right, of the week, if you've done 5 in a row. And we have a class tomorrow as well. So Saturday, that's an hour class. I bring the highlights of these everything we did this week, including some of the evening classes. So little sways from side to side, either opposite hand to opposite elbow, little ragdoll position. Let your head, shake your head no, shake your head yes. I think most of us actually enjoy this. And then let's roll up. And then roll, 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 and then reach back, squeeze the arms back. Let's interlace the hands and let's sweep the arms back behind us. And what we're going to do is leave the hands in this position, bend the knees and lean forward, lift the arms, bring the arms with you, reach them up to the sky. Not all of us are going to get them as high as mine, some maybe even higher than mine. It depends, but don't worry about that. It's not about height. It's just stretching out the front of your shoulders. Fold over. Peek between those legs. Let your head drop. No tension in that neck, simply by shaking no and shaking yes. If you want to go a little further, bring your arms over to the right and bend your right knee. Keep your left leg straight. Stretching out the left side of the shoulder, then inhale back to center. Bend your left knee, bring your arms over to the left. And then bring the back to center and release the arms to the ground. And bend the knees and reach the arms forward. Lay the belly on your thighs, if you can get your belly to your thighs. Reach forward, flatten out that back. Telescope your chest forward. So your chest is leading the way. And you're looking towards your hands, or slightly down actually towards the front of the mat. I want you to hold this for a moment. Let's do a few little pulses. As long as it's not hurting your back, leaning on your heels, not to the front of your feet, the heels. This should be feeling pretty good. Yeah? And then exhale, hands to ground, forward fold. Little sways, loosening up, bending and straightening. That's it. Take a breath in and let's roll up again. One vertebra at a time. Lots of stretching. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Interlace the hands, but with the unfamiliar clasp. One finger down. Squeeze the shoulders and lift your arms up behind you and open up that chest. Starting your day, take a breath in and bend the knees and lean forward, leading with your chest, and then come all the way down into your forward bend. You can then do what you want with your legs, straighten them or keep them where they are. And bring your arms a little bit higher by rolling the shoulders towards each other. And then let's bring the arms over to the right, bend your right knee, and just hold for a moment. Then inhale back to center, and then bend your left knee and bring your hands over to the other side. And then back to center, and then release the arms to the ground. Whew, lots of shoulder stretches, huh? Take a breath in and slide the hands up your shins, lift up halfway. Feel that power of this pose. It's not just your hands resting. They're actually creating tension by pushing into those shins. Release the hands down, step back, exhale, downward dog. Let's inhale into your plank. Knees down or up. Now you can lower down all the way down just once, or you can try something a little bit different if you're in the mood today, okay? You can, and that can be done with your knees up or down. Hinge, everyone hinges forward. You lower down once, or some of us are going to take it 5 times. You're going to count to 5. Lower down in 5. Why not, right? Why not? Take your left leg, lift it up and stretch it back and place it down. Right leg, lift up, stretch back, place it down. And lift up into your baby cobra. Just that you're not coming too far off the ground, depending on your flexibility of your spine. Pressing into the big toes. And breathing in and out. And then take an inhale and exhale, lift back up into your tabletop, sit back into your child just for a minute. Circling the wrists. And then let's inhale into your tabletop. Let's exhale, downward dog. When you come into your downward dog, the minute you get in, just simply press the heels towards the ground and take your tailbone, lift it up. This is what happens. You adjust your body. Keep it modifying until it feels just right. Now bring your right foot in towards your left. Inhale your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Lower your right knee down. Extra padding. Feel free to take your mat, turn it over. Hands on the ground, take an inhale, or on blocks. And exhale, fold over your left leg. And then inhaling, bend. And exhaling, folding. Inhaling, bending. One more time, exhaling, folding over. And then inhaling, bending. But this time, lift our hands off the ground and bring your left foot in until the ankle is underneath your left knee. Take your right arm, reach it up to the sky. So stretch through those fingers and place that elbow on the outside of that left knee. Make a fist with that right hand. Hand on the fist. This is a twisting lunge. Breathe in, lift up nice and tall first. Your chest telescopes forward and then twist. Now some of us may take your arm and be able to place the hand down and touch the fingers to the ground. Lift the left arm up. That's a much more intense stretch. The other one is where you curl the toes under and you add the straight leg. So you lift your knee off the ground. I can actually feel lots of muscles in my lower belly from what we just did this morning. That lifting up, the legs lifting up. Now lower your right knee down. Reframe your left leg. Then lift your right knee off the ground. And let's step forward, forward fold. Little sways. Nothing like getting up and stretching. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, let's roll up one vertebra at a time. And let's lift up tall and take your shoulders, squeeze them back, And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. So we're going into our tree. This is 3 weeks of practicing the tree. Interesting. See how you feel. So where your foot goes, you know what to do at this point. I'm not going to go into any detail. Squeeze your bottom cheek. See, if you normally have to touch the wall, maybe you don't. You can keep the hand closer to the wall. And then arms up. And once your arms are up, don't sink into the legs. Lift up nice and tall so that you're being pulled in opposite directions. Now, as I had talked about yesterday, you can lean over if you feel that the regular, you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. That's only for those who find the tree difficult. And the other option now is you can reach the arms back up and you can close your eyes. See what happens when you close your eyes. And then bring your hands to your heart, reopen the eyes, and then release down and just shake out. Let's do the other side, left foot on right ankle. And then find your spot. Whoops. I keep saying this is my tough side. I really struggle on this side. So we all have one side that's a little bit easier. Get your bottom cheeks, squeeze them together, and then lift the arms up, or whatever you need to do. And find a spot that's not moving and get a little bit taller. And then again, for those that find this very easy, maybe add a little extra with placing that left hand on the thigh. And maybe now just closing your eyes, seeing how that works. Chances are you'll fall, maybe not, yep, and then down. And let's do a few little figure eights to loosen up those hips. And you incorporate the shoulders. And then little sigh. And then from here, as we come down into our seat, you can come down either into your cross-legged seat or start with a squat, just for a moment. And then let's find our easy seat. Come on back into our cross-legged seat. And just take this moment, closing your eyes and checking in with yourself. Asking yourself, how am I feeling? What's shifted? Without any judgment. I know for me, I feel very different from when I first sat down. I would say 100% better. Open your eyes, reach the arms up to the sky. It's very interesting, isn't it, how that works? Exhale the hands together and let the hands float down to your heart. And just taking this moment, bowing your head to your hands in this gesture of gratitude, compassion, love, and inspiration. Let's throw some inspiration in there. Let's get inspired today. Doing something slightly different than what we're used to doing, even if it's just eating something different. Going on a different walk from what you usually do. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Namaste. I will see you soon.